All right, we are gonna do a reaction video. I'm Steven.
And I'm Taylor.
And now we're doing Immortal Technique.
I gotta change my shirt.
I always wear this shirt. We didn't just film another reaction video. I just always wear this shirt.
All right, 3, 2, start the intro again.
All right, so I'm Steven.
I'm Taylor.
And we're gonna do a reaction video for Immortal Technique. So this guy, Felipe Andre Colonel, better known by the stage name Immortal Technique, is an American rapper. Hold up, God, why do you do that? Most of his lyrics focused on controversial issues in global politics from a radical left-wing perspective. Okay. Left is what, the Democratic side?
Cut that out.
Left or right? What is left? Why is that cut? Why is that cutting?
I hope that's a bit. You don't know which way's which yet?
Why do you cut that?
Because you don't know which way's which?
All right, so he is a Democratic rapper.
Because there's so many Republican rappers taking all my money and not letting immigrants in. Don't let them in.
That is true. That is true.
We should be the Republican rappers.
Republican rapper? I don't want to be. You do not belong.
Republican is, by the way,
in any sort of sector for rap.
Right.
Right.
I'm going to rap, and there's no, dude. It's so good, and I love every genre of music.
And you love every genre of music.
Well, I didn't like rap until we started this, and now I love it, and now I can't stop thinking of freestyling. Have you heard of Harry Mack? Cut that out. He's white. Got it.
I like rap, but I'm very surface level when it comes to it, like Eminem.
Yeah, that's right. Because you're a
finance manager. Eminem, Tech 9, E40,
Immortal Technique,
E40.
Oh, because we should listen to some E40 or Tech 9 then.
Yeah, E40s. I like E40.
Maybe we can do that after this. Let's do this video.
So anyway, he was born in Lima. I don't know where Lima is.
Oh no, that's Peru. I have a Starbucks mug from there.
Yeah, but he grew up in Harlem.
Tight. So you got cred.
Okay, so he's East Coast.
We're all East Coast.
All right.
We haven't done any West Coast. We're all East.
Which one is? So you got Tupac and you got Biggie. Which one is East Coast?
Both. Oh, Pac's West Coast. California love.
Okay, so Pac is West. So I think Biggie is East Coast, and so he's at.
That sounds like solid logic.
I'm gonna make a pretty much uneducated guess. I'm gonna like this guy because I've always taken Biggie.
You could just say guess.
I've taken Biggie over Pac.
We get it. Let's start this song off. We've got 7 pauses. Last time we barely got away with it. If you guys watched, we did 7 pauses. It's a little bit of the fun, you know.
I like how you pulled the mic away from me because you got upset.
But you were too loud.
That's how loud I was.
So loud, and I can't be that loud. So I'll just hold it right here. Here, you talk normally, and I'll talk like this and see what it sounds like. Go ahead.
I want to be fucking loud. I'm not gonna have a voice tomorrow.
Don't need one.
Yeah.
It's a long intro. We gotta dance with the devil.
Dance with the devil.
Let's do a quick intro in case none of that's usable.
I'm Steven.
I'm Taylor.
Dance with the devil.
React.
See, here we go again with the piano and the instrumentation.
Ooh, 5 chord.
Little 5. Major 5.
Yeah.
And the minor.
It's even got like probably a flat 9 or some garbage in there. Oh.
It's a 5/7, I think.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making $1 million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober. Her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never brought respect. He built a reputation cause he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential. potential. The product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed. Dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed.
I way more relate to this song.
So good.
Yeah.
It's weird. Similar themes as the last song we did, but it's relatable to you in this way. Tell us more.
This song talks about you and me, right?
Okay.
Because you're the guy that didn't give in to his greed, right? Because you're the guy that's like, fuck it, I'm going to stay true. Me, I was like, well, no, I got some other shit I want, so I'm going to give into the money a little bit. I'm going to chase that. Right? And so this is what I don't know. I related to that.
Which one of us smoked crack at 13? I forget where you're going.
No, but I
do know what you're saying.
That is.
It can be looked at from both ways.
I feel like a lot of people could listen to this song and they can relate to it.
Well, yeah, because
gave into the greed.
Well, I took it the same way, but reverse it. As I took into the greed of being selfish, and you took into the doing the right thing and raising a family.
I gave into the greed, like I gave into the. I want it. I want money. I want it like it means something.
I remember when I lost my mind. I don't know why I thought of that song. So far so good, right?
Because there's giving in, right? In life. Sick. And even because he is talking about like selling drugs on the street, which I don't know anything about, but I feel like some of the things that he is saying, even though I'm not relating to the actual instance that he's talking about, I feel like his philosophy on life is more universally accepted by the masses.
I get it. Yeah, this is dope. So far, so good. Let's wind it back to a couple lines. And he looks like fucking Cheech Marin. Anyway, let's keep it going.
I don't know who that is.
Fine.
Coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed. Dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed. Everyone trying to be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance.
So look, anything like
on a cold cell block, but
what the fuck are you talking about?
Devils use capitalistic.
You're saying that because he's wearing a red beanie and he has a mustache. That one picture.
That looks exactly like him.
Oh my God.
What are you talking about? Look at how exact. Mustache, red beanie, red shirt. Possible Mexican guy. Is he not? Is he not a Mexican guy?
Oh my God.
I don't even think the race matters. I think he looks exactly like Cheech.
I just can't believe that you found a picture of this guy that looks nothing like this other guy, but he happens to have a red beanie on.
Okay, so here, let me restart.
So it's passable.
Let me restart what I meant. What I meant was he has a red hat. Let's continue.
Mental, coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed. Dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees. And
how many pauses are we at? 3?
He smoked until his eyes would bleed.
I've been there.
That's not. Is that a thing?
No, but I mean, I get it.
Do you get redder and redder the more weed you smoke?
How red are my eyes?
Your eyes don't look red at all.
Then no.
I was gonna say, have you? How much have you just smoked? Right,
yeah, just a minute ago.
You don't get the red eyes from smoking weed?
I do sometimes, yeah.
Is there a certain strain
probably
of weed that makes your eyes more red?
Comment below if there's a certain strain of weed that makes your eyes
more red. Is that an indica thing?
I think so.
What are the?
I think indica would do it to you.
What are the indica? What's the other ones?
Sativa.
Sativa.
There's 2.
Oh, there's only 2.
The chorus is like a singing part.
Never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
Ow. Damn.
Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could
No
do.
chorus,
to
just
get his
going.
respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers the crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood.
Whoa. What the fuck
Before
was
we say
that?
anything, comment below if you know why we're pausing. If you know why we're pausing, comment below. If you don't know,
Whoa.
that was
That is the weirdest.
we got to figure it out, right?
Yeah, let's figure it out. We gotta figure it out.
Gun can bust slugs. Any
is
nigga
the
with a
5
red
chord.
shirt can front like a blood. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club, but only a real thug can
Half
stab
step
someone
up.
till they die. Stand
It just goes a half step up, right?
A half step is crazy to do, though.
What you're supposed to do is bring that 5 chord, use the 5 chord of the new key. But they use the 5 chord that they've been using of the old key.
Yeah.
So when it comes in, it's like it doesn't resolve at all.
They went to old 5 to new 1.
Old 5 to new 1. Who does that?
Hold on. So wait, that's okay. Hold on.
Holy shit!
So one. Okay, that was like basically a tritone that they went to the interval.
Let's say we're in the key of C, so we're on a G7. They went from a G7 to a C sharp major.
Right, which is like a tritone.
Yeah. There's no
Melodically.
There's no voice leading that can get
Your
you.
bass note just did a tritone.
No matter the voice leading, you're not getting a fucking smooth.
Right? Because a tritone is a sharp
Sorry.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
That
a flat
adds
5.
That adds out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
But technically, this was just a half step key change.
They went to old 5 to new 1.
Thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes. Billy realized that these men were well
we in the new
guarded,
key already?
and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice.
Yeah, you went
between
too far.
going back
Well,
to
they're
his
only
life
on the 1
or
here.
making money with
No
made
5
men
and new-
up in the sight. His
new
dreams
1 has no
about
5.
cars and ice made him agree. A hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be, and so he met them Friday night at 2:45.
I called it. It's so Opethy to do that downwards key change. Dude, what is that?
That's
Because the new chord had no 5 chord. It was just doing the 1, and then we went back just down a half step to the old 1.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
This is a reach, but I'm gonna throw it out there.
Okay. Reaching.
I feel like their musical choice, with how brutal that transition is,
Yeah.
is symbolic of the
In the lyrics.
brutal transitions that this guy's going through.
Word painting.
Right? I mean, musically, like, that is such a crazy
musically
jump that we just
correct.
took musically. And he's talking about a lot of shit in the lyrics.
Let's go back to the key change.
that
Listen
would
to the
definitely
whole.
justify doing that
Let's
crazy
listen to
shit
the lyrics
musically.
during the key change part, and then let's listen to ourselves go
All
back.
right.
Let's go back.
Well guarded, and they fuck the motherfuck bust slugs. All the major like the cutthroats and the thugs.
Yeah, this
But when
somber-
they step to him, niggas
somber
show
key.
no love. They told him any motherfucking coward.
He goes into
sell drugs.
sporadic
Any
key
bitch
up there.
nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club, but only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes. Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men up in the sight. His dreams about cars and ice made him agree. A hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be, and so he met them Friday night at 2:45.
Not just the key changes. It's the whole sample, just like last
Everyone
time.
tryna be trife, never face the
The last song we did, remember when it went to the 4 chord? Who was that? Wu-Tang Clan, Cream. They did. They go to the 4 chord for a second. You could tell not only the key change. It's not just like an instrument going from a 1 chord to the 4 chord. The whole sample changes to a new sample.
Yeah.
So they're not thinking of the 4 chord or the half step key change. They're just picking a new sample. I bet. Going, ooh, this aesthetically fits. This is very pleasing. There's one guy
That would be, you know what?
modulation.
That would be interesting to know. These
Mm-hmm.
producers that are behind these songs, what is their technical musical background? Like, did some of them go to college?
Probably some, and then some didn't. It seems like music is one of those things like 50-50.
And it feels like the ones that you analyze the most, ironically, didn't go
like
to college. Yeah. I mean, I could see it going both ways, but that I would be curious to know that if some of the producers in the rap world, if they have like a technical musical background, right? And so they are thinking about these chord changes.
They definitely have their own way of thinking about it, but do they have a 18th century Beethoven Bach look at it? Like
I don't know, man. I mean, the level of creativity that just lands you to go from your nice somber major 5 chord and a minor chord, you got this nice
classical
flow,
harmony,
and then you literally just fucking half step up from the 5 chord. That's fucking nuts.
Weird from the 5.
That is
weird
fucking
when you go old 5 new 1.
That is fucking nuts to just land on.
Crazy.
Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with
this is the chorus right here.
Cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
That's so classical.
They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on the way home.
Did that go from the old one to new one?
Car and followed her, walking through the projects. The darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid. Now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head. I'm falling and I can't turn back. I'm falling and I can't turn back. Right before he pulled the trigger and ended her life, he thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers, cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover. But what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate, and he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only the devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold, and so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows. In every street cipher listening to Little Thug's flow. He could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow, and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever.
Fuck. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the symbolism thing that we were talking about, because every time they go to that weird key change, it's like this newfound
It's happening.
look on life.
The moment's happening.
The first time that they changed the key, he was talking about like, oh man, I'll definitely be in the crew. I'll definitely be respected if I do this shit.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the normal key, and then it's like himself trying to go through the motions. The next time they change the key is
bad stuff happens.
Yeah, so it's like it's symbolic of
I
this
didn't notice that.
person
That's dope.
transitioning to this darker place.
I noticed
in his
that every
life.
time it changed keys, whether it was up a half step or down a half step, the line that he was saying while the key was changing was a brutal line. And I thought that was cool. I noticed that, but I didn't notice what you were saying where it was actually like, it reminded me of a really dark Everlong, where it's like, then you really might know what it's like. It keeps getting Everlast.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
It keeps getting worse. Every line or every verse keeps like building up to this thing, and I saw it coming. I was like, I just remembered where I got this recommendation from the DMX video where we said it was brutal, and someone commented saying this one is brutal.
This is definitely more brutal than DMX,
But it's also a better song too.
DMX.
Not that DMX is bad, just this song's better than that specific song.
DMX is like Saw. This is what's like a good psychological thriller.
This is like Clockwork Orange, dude. I
Yeah,
never saw
something
it.
that just
I never
it
saw
just
that.
it fucks you up psychologically, whereas like Saw
soon
is
as-
just very it's just brutal
As soon
to
as
watch.
they started talking, he started talking. Let me pull it back. Immediately upon him starting rapping, I was listening to the lyrics. This song was like, not that there's no music, it's the most beautiful music I've ever heard in the background.
Yeah.
So it's not that, it's something else. It commands us to listen. Sorry.
The world ever once knew it.
Oh, because he comes in with the beat, but I'm not listening to the beat. I listen to the words immediately.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making a million.
I mean, that's William Billy. I just realized that's the. I mean, obviously,
William.
it's a
Million.
story of a guy. I mean, it's a story of a guy who was put in a real
Right.
bad situation.
Right. And it's very yeah. I mean,
It's visceral.
I feel like to some degree everybody can relate to this, where it's like you get fixated and you think this is what life is about, right? And so you get fixated on it,
And you'll
you
do
chase
the
it,
worst thing
and
ever possible.
You will fucking do whatever it takes to get there because you're convinced that that's where you need to be, right? But I feel like everybody also goes through a that's not what life is moment. It's like life is more than that,
It's gotta be
right?
more, yeah.
It's it's different than what you think. It's not just chasing money or whatever.
Right. Whatever your little thing is that you're thinking life
Right.
is.
It's I feel like everybody, no matter where you're coming from, you realize, okay, no, life is more than this little thing
Dude.
that I am going through.
Lyrics 10 out of 10.
I'm gonna give this song a 10 out of 10. Again, I
Aesthetic soundscape 10 out of 10.
yeah.
Flow, 10 out of 10.
The sound is amazing. The lyrics are amazing. What I perceive to be very intentional symbolism in this song is amazing. I don't really have any complaints about this song. This song is brutally
But only
amazing.
the devil responded. God wasn't there.
Yeah. Oh, and what's his like hook in the chorus? The devils are angels that fell from
From the sky. That's
From the
such a
sky.
real biblical thing.
right. It's like they fell from the top, but then there's no what is it? There's no discrimination. What is it? Because we're all burning up in the melting pot.
No, he did say that. There's no discrimination because we're all, yeah.
We're all
Or there's
burning.
no, yeah.
Yeah, I forget the word, but
It was
it's like,
incredible.
damn.
The point was poignant and well received. It landed on me.
And again, I feel like that's why I feel like this song is a lot more universal, no matter where you come from, because I feel like everybody can relate to that. Everybody can relate to.
This is like a real fucking thing.
Yeah, no,
what is the word I'm looking for? Like not a trope.
this
or
is a good
cliche,
song.
But like this is a thing.
This is a good song. I
something
feel
people
like
know.
of all the songs that we've listened to so far, I'm saying this is number one for me.
Immortal Tech.
I think so. Yeah, this
Shout
is
out to Felipe
this is
Andres
this is pretty
Coral.
incredible. This is pretty incredible. I think I'm gonna remember this song more than any of the
I
other.
hope fucking William found peace, man. That's all I can say. Because Jesus Christ. We'll see you guys next week.
Fuck.